The year is 1999. The world is panicking over a computer bug called Y2K. Computers wouldn't work, ATMs and banks wouldn't work, airplanes would fall out of the sky, and the economy would collapse. People waited for the end of the world by over-preparing as they hid in a bunker waiting for the inevitable on New Year's Eve, 1999. Yeah, I think you know what actually happened. But that didn't stop people cashing on fear at the time, because someone in the 50s thought it would be a great idea to only list the last 2 digits for clocks to save on memory with computers at the time, thinking how it won't be an issue because they'll just upgrade them before 2000. Because that's a very long wait. They didn't fix it until 1998 and 1999. A lot of computer software at the time listed how it's Y2K compatible, including Sega's magnum opus, Sonic 3D Blast. The concern for Y2K got to the point they made a Y2K survival kit and multiple VHS tapes, one starring Leonard Nimoy, the actor who played Spock from Star Trek, as well as some movies and TV shows talking about it like King of the Hill, Family Guy, and Office Space.
I sit in a cubicle and I update bank software for the 2000 switch. Well, see, they wrote all this bank software, and to save space, they used 2 digits for the date instead of 4, so like 98 instead of 1998. So I go through these thousands of lines of code, and it doesn't really matter. I don't like my job. And
in the end, Y2K did nothing besides a few bugs, like someone being charged $92,000 for a 100-year late fee rental for the movie The General's Daughter. Sucks to be that guy. Y2K cost an estimated $30 billion worldwide trying to fix the issue in 1998, but it was an issue going far back as the 50s when Bob Bimmer, an employee at IBM at the time who noticed the bug and tried to prevent it for decades, as well as Peter Dieger, his last name sounds like a racial slur, making multiple articles for Computer World in 1993, and co-authored the book Countdown Y2K Business Survival Planning for the Year 2000, and made a website called www.year2000.com that he later sold. It was also talked about in the 1984 book by George Orwell, the 1984 book Computers in Crisis, by Jerome and Marilyn Murray. So like, people knew this would be an issue but didn't bother fixing or cared about it until 1998 and 1999 respectively. But if you think this couldn't get any worse, just wait, because someone had the bright idea to make a movie about Y2K. I'm not making this up.
Go, everybody out!
Just tell yourself it's only a movie. And now, Y2K the movie.
Y2K the movie, also known as Countdown to Chaos, is a 1999 made-for-TV movie that aired on NBC, directed by Dick Lowry, who also directed Project Alf. What a resume. With cinematography by David Geddes, who did the cinematography for Ernest Goes to School and Legends of Tomorrow, also known as this show. So you already know this movie's off to a great start. The movie was very controversial before coming out because of the subject matter, to the point Banks and the Edison Electric Institute asked NBC not to air the movie, worried about the damage it could cause. A lot of people thought the movie would get cancelled because of the controversy. It didn't. David Israel, one of the executive producers of the movie, when asked about the controversy, said, "It's a movie. My guess is some of the things we say are going to happen. Might happen. And some we say might won't. It's not like Y2K is a big secret." My slogan while making the movie was, "Paranoia is our most important product. They deserve whatever anxiety they cause themselves." That sounds like a quote Gorno Akechi would say. Despite the controversy, Y2K the movie was quickly forgotten. But how come? Because the movie's bad. The movie starts off with a radio call of people talking about Y2K. After that, it cuts these 2 random people walking into a government building in DC, concerned about Y2K, before introducing us to Nick Cromwell, a government worker and the protagonist of the movie. And holy shit, cutting to Seattle, we see Nick's family, and one of them is the stereotypical, "Well, I don't need a babysitter, I'm 16. Her name is Kelly, and she is a bitch. But she is grounded because she went to a party she wasn't supposed to.
That's what you said last night. Then I found you sneaking in at 2 in the morning. You are so unfair. You stay out that late again, you'll see unfair.
Alex then takes her son Donnie to the supermarket, but oh no, Kelly talks to her bad friends Chaos and Clifford. They sound like Xbox Live username suggestions. I wonder if they'll ghost Kelly at the end of this movie. The store closes and everyone goes to Grandpa's house. But Kelly is pissy because all she has to eat and drink are bread and water.
Looks like it's bread and water for me tonight.
Appears we have an unhappy Kelly.
I'm the hanging judge, you're the warden. She's grounded.
Grounded.
Grandpa wants to set up a New Year's Eve party, but Kelly doesn't want to celebrate it because she's sick of Y2K.
So sick of Y2K. Is my nail polish Y2K compliant? Is the world gonna end? What about the embedded chips? Blah, blah, blah. They're just machines.
Machines have feelings too, you fucking bitch! Back in DC, and it's just a talking scene. Cut to a Seattle hospital. It's literally just another talking scene.
Never met Kelly. You know, I loved being 16. It was the best time of my life. Exactly my fear.
What the fuck is that editing? Nick and Alex talk on the phone, but uh-oh. Kelly messages Nick and she lies to him about being able to go to the party tomorrow. Obviously, you talked to Mrs. Grinch. This is some Life is Strange tier dialogue. Meaning it's shit. Nick tells Kelly she can't go to the party and... The next day in DC, people are waiting for the New Year to happen in Marshall Island. But Postal Dude's homemade clock goes off.
Excellent work, Rothman. It's comforting to know that the fate of the computerized world may rest in the hands of a dweeb who can't tell time.
Thank you.
Cut to a naval air station in Marshall Island. Wait, they seriously waited until 13 minutes into the movie to give a disclaimer instead of doing it at the start? This same disclaimer shows up 7 times, by the way. A jet pilot is flying, but uh-oh, the jet falls down because of Y2K. That's not even possible! The F-18 falls out of the sky and blows up. If I can give Y2K the movie this, at least it has better explosions than Black Widow. That dude is way too calm for seeing an F-18 fall out of the sky. Everyone finds out what happened at Marshall Islands and the F-18 incident is on the news. And now the government wants every airplane on the ground before midnight.
We agreed if we saw any aviation problems, we won't even know what happened until we find the black boxes.
Oh my God!
Cut to New York for some reason. This random dude is trying to get money out of an ATM, but it's not working. It's funny, by the time this movie aired, the ATM issue got fixed. The movie was already dated before it aired. Annoyed, the unnamed character goes to a bar telling the owner his plans to confess to his girlfriend. His name is Stevie. Back in Washington, Postal Dude tells Nick how Sydney and China don't have power because of Y2K.
Fails, overloads the next one, then the next one, then the next one, till the whole grid goes down like dominoes.
Every nightlight in the city.
Chinese have nightlights?
What the fuck is this dialogue? Cut to Alex as she's talking to Nick and tells Alex to keep the kids in the hospital for New Year's Eve. I wonder if this will go wrong. Nick and an unnamed girl watch the news and uh-oh, Paris lost power? That wasn't in the Kanye West and Jay-Z song. Whoa! Nick is watching TV and wow. I wonder why this NBC movie has Jay Leno in it. I bet you this one cameo is where 98% of the budget went. It's now the countdown to New Year's Eve and Stevie is about to propose to his girlfriend.
Strawberries in the winter. And a carriage to Times Square for the millennium. You're amazing. How did you ever?
Well, when you work your way through law school mucking stalls, you meet all the right people.
Holy shit, it's so good, man.
Uh-oh, there's an airplane in the sky when the government wanted all planes out of the sky. movie. It's in the last 10 seconds until the new year, and the shot of Jay Leno uses a different camera than the movie itself. They really didn't give a shit. Something I forgot to say until now is the OST for this movie sounds like a PS1 game. You're probably wondering who did the OST for this movie. Well, turns out it's actually Brad Fiedel. If you're wondering why that name sounds familiar, that's because he did the music for the first 2 Terminator movies. I'm not making this shit up. Y2K the movie was one of his final composing credits before retiring in 1999. What a swan song. It's now midnight and Tartarus shows up. It's now midnight and New York is without power, so Stevie and his fiancée head to a bar. The government place in DC is without power only for them to use backup generators. Cut to the annoying bitch and she messages Chaos and Clifford. That's it. Cut to Alex and she needs to deliver a baby, but the machine has issues.
The machines are wrong. It's gonna happen. Delivery.
I almost cut her for no good reason.
Where did we get these monitors?
Electrocom, Queens, New York.
It's already midnight in New York. This might be a Y2K problem.
What the fuck logic is that? We got the machine that was made at a different time zone, so it's having issues because of Y2K. That doesn't even make any sense given how a lot of products are made in China and they lost power in the movie. So why does everything made there break down and have issues overseas? If that was the case, the whole world would have gone to shit before it hit midnight in America. This is stupid writing and logic. Back in Washington, Nick finds out about a nuclear reactor in Sweden and how the people in it die. Impulsive Dude says Homer Simpson because funny.
Who do you want taking care of this, Nick or some Homer Simpson?
A talking scene later and Nick is heading to a nuclear plant at Emerald Canyon. That's my favorite Sonic level. But uh-oh, Nick finds out there's an airplane in the sky? Cut to Stevie and his fiancée. They arrive at the bar and that's it. Back in Washington, Nick tries to stop the airplane. Wait a minute, how are the cars still operating at midnight when this was said earlier in the movie?
There are over 1.2 trillion lines of potentially lethal software in the world. There are over 30 billion computer chips embedded in everything from coffee machines to cars to jumbo jets and nuclear reactors.
They threw the movie's logic out the window 2 times in less than an hour! It's almost like they didn't give a shit making this movie. The horrible CGI airplane lands while drifting like my Joy-Cons. Back at the hospital, Kelly runs off to a party with her 2 Xbox Live friends.
Because she's too cool for the hospital. US healthcare is a fucking joke. She demands free healthcare.
I wonder if this will bite her in the ass later in the movie. Cut to Emerald Canyon, the nuclear plant is having a meltdown. This one shot looks like a final level in a Resident Evil game. A news station is covering a story about a Texas prison shutdown, and the inmates are on the loose. I sure hope the storyline doesn't get abandoned. Nick arrives at Emerald Canyon to stop a nuclear disaster from happening, as the clock in Washington almost hits midnight. And now it's midnight in Washington and the nuclear plant has a meltdown! And if they don't get enough water, the nuclear plant will blow up! Oh no! The government calls for an evacuation and Nick gets help from his dad, Benjamin Cromwell. Back at Emerald Canyon, Impulsive Dude, Nick, and Random Girl have the brilliant idea to change the clocks back to fix the issue.
I'm betting the water tank won't open because the computer thinks it's 1900. It thinks it hasn't been filled in 100 years. It thinks it's empty.
And how long would it take to reset the internal clocks?
About 90 minutes. May I?
What are you thinking? I think we're gonna try to fool it, make it think it's a different year.
Why the computer?
Computers are stupid. 1972 matches 2000 day for day. January 1st fell on a Saturday. It was a leap year.
Cutting back to Benjamin evacuating everyone in the area before the military checks out a house of a dead rising psychopath who is paranoid about Y2K and fires a warning shot.
Anywhere, I'll be plenty safe right here. Sir, put your gun down.
Back up.
What the fuck duff is that? That has the same energy as a Sega CD FM game. Ben drives off looking for his son. Back at the hospital, Alex finds out Kelly is missing and goes after her. Alex, don't waste your time, just stay at the hospital. Kelly is having the time of her life, but she hears a nuke alarm go off and needs to find Clifford.
What's that noise?
I can't hear a thing. My ears are ringing. I hear it. That's the nuclear plant alarm.
I'm so sick of Y2K. Is my nail polish Y2K compliant? Is the world gonna end? What about the embedded chips? Blah, blah, blah. They're just machines. Oh my god. Dad was right. We gotta get Clipper.
You get Clipper.
Fine.
Before this beautiful scene happens, that's the same level of acting as Resident Evil 1.
What do you mean?
The bomb at the nuclear plant.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
This aired on fucking television! Also, how the hell did everyone at the party hear Kelly? Everyone at the party evacuates. Because they can totally all hear one person's voice rhyming playing in the background! Nick arrives at Emerald Canyon and a talking scene happens. Back at the bar, Stevie is watching TV and that's it. Wait a minute, how the fuck are the TVs working past midnight? Nick decides to go inside the nuclear plant without a suit on.
At least take a radiation suit. That'll slow me down.
Enjoy slowly dying from radiation poisoning, you dumbass. Nick runs to stop the issue, with background music that sounds like a Resident Evil game. What is with this movie feeling like Resident Evil? At least this is a better Resident Evil adaptation than everything the franchise has done over the years!
Right. I mostly just read Zootopia poems.
What the fuck?
Also, this one plant worker is riding a bike for some reason. Cutting back to Kelly and her Xbox Live friends, trying to get a ride. May I remind everyone watching this video that cars have a computer chip inside of them? And are still working after midnight?
There are over 30 billion computer chips embedded in everything from coffee machines to cars to jumbo jets and nuclear reactors.
Chaos and Clifford break into a car and ghost Kelly. Oh no! The scene also has Sonic Adventure 2 tier audio mixing.
Kelly?
Are you crazy? No way!
Let's go.
I found you, Faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here.
And now Kelly is walking all alone on New Year's Day when a nuke is about to go off. She got what she fucking deserved! Back at the nuclear plant, Nick needs a password to get inside.
Alright, I'm outside the containment building. I need the code. I don't think that's a very good idea. Just give me the damn code.
Oral cum shot.
Nick finds out there's no water at the plant and goes to a water pump room.
Alright, I'm at the water pumps. There's definitely a problem here. Nick, you gotta get out of there.
Holy shit! Nick Cromwell dies?! This movie really killed off its main character before the ending. That really subverted my expectations. Oh, fuck off with that fake out! Everyone in the control room finds out Nick is alive. And wow, the new Metroid game looks like shit. Alex and Donnie find out Kelly isn't at the party, so they think Kelly went back to the hospital. Wow, I'm sure glad this movie is wasting my time! Nick and the others blow up a pier to get water back in the plant with quality acting that sounds like Nick is on a Discord voice call at 4 in the morning trying not to wake up his parents.
till he's clear.
They successfully blow up the pier and now the plant has water. They did it, they did it, they did it. Yay, Lamacitos, they did it. I hope getting radiation poisoning was worth it, Nick. Also, with him being close to 2 explosions, how the hell does he still have hearing? We also get this burn from Ben.
Why'd you wait so long, Dad? Why'd you run so slow?
The plant is now safe as everyone celebrates. Alex and Donnie find Kelly and don't punish her for some reason.
Mom! Kelly, are you alright? Mom, I was terrified. Chaos and Clipper ditched me.
It's all right, sweetie. It's all right.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's okay, baby. But if you do this next millennium, I will kill you.
What the fuck?
The Cromwell family reignites, and the day is saved as Nick is ready to get interviewed by the news. But uh-oh, the news station lost power! And the movie ends. That's how they end the fucking movie? Wow. That was a very offensive movie. Offensively bad. With bland, sometimes annoying characters, who can only remember the names of the Cromwell family, Stevie, and the Xbox Live friends, bad editing with a lot of abrupt cuts, porn tier acting, a dumb story with subplots that go nowhere, like Stevie and the Texas inmates. You could remove both from the movie and nothing would change. What's the point of doing multiple subplots in a movie that's only an hour 20? And the movie has stupid logic about Y2K, like the chips being made in a different time zone having issues in another one. It's such a bad plot hole that completely ruins the movie. Yeah, it's no surprise critics and Y2K experts hated this movie, with an article debunking everything the movie did that I linked in the description, because I don't feel like reading all of it. It's funny because after the movie, there's an NBC news broadcast of answering Y2K questions. This, on top of the 7 disclaimers in the movie, feels like a "please don't sue us" move. The official ad for the movie really made it seem like an over-the-top Michael Bay movie. And honestly, if it was like that with the bad acting, I would have called it a so bad it's good movie. But no, it's bad. Besides a few funny moments, you're better off watching the Family Guy episode about Y2K. It really feels like the writers didn't have a story in Russia in the summer of 1998 to quickly get the movie out before the year 2000. Because that's exactly what happened. When asked why the movie got made, David Israel said, "Frankly, I was astonished that nobody else pitched it. When we were able to clear the title Y2K, I was flabbergasted. I was surprised that we were the only fictional thing that got made." Other movies about Y2K were planned but got cancelled, like one starring Chris O'Donnell, the person who played Robin in Batman Forever. However, we did get another Y2K movie starring Sean Connery of all people. But hey, at least people aren't creatively bankrupt to the point they had to make a movie about 9/11 starring comedians with its main actor who thinks 9/11 was an inside job. Oh, what the fuck? So congratulations, Y2K the movie. You're one of the few movies about a topic that aged like milk overnight. Fun fact about Y2K the movie is that HBO worked on it, meaning Nick Cromwell could be in multiverses! We gotta get hashtag Nick Cromwell for multiverses. Trending! I guess one thing that we learned at the end of this whole Y2K debacle is that everyone is an idiot, except me. Because I wasn't even born at the time. Then again, me seeing a clip of the show Doomsday Preppers traumatized me as a kid, so I'd most likely panic over Y2K if I was born before 2001. Wait a minute, isn't there an RPG about Y2K? Nah, I'm just misremembering it. If there's one good thing to come out of Y2K, is that it gave us the Y2K aesthetic! The best aesthetic ever!